Hello guys, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to texture paint in Blender 2.91. Now this applies to the latest version. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss another video, and let's get into it. Alright, so first thing is this file will be linked in the description down below so you can download it. This is not my file. I didn't create this. I didn't create this 3D model. It's on BlendSwap, so I'll link it in the description so you can use it to follow this tutorial. Alright guys, so first thing, you want to go to this material tab and just delete all the unnecessary materials that were here. There was just some random unnecessary materials here. And then you also want to go to the UV editing tab and basically select just the tree. And then hit tab and hit A to go into edit mode and select all. And then click Smart UV Project and hit OK, and you'll see there's a lot of this jumbled stuff here. You zoom in, you'll see it's actually all the faces or whatever. And then, now that that's done, you want to basically click New and then name it. You can name it Tree Texture. I'm going to name it Tree Texture. You can name it whatever you want, but I just am keeping things organized and simple. And there you go. Now you can see our images there because it's all black. And so now you want to go to texture paint, and when we turn texture paint, you see it says missing materials and textures detected. Now by default, if you try to texture paint before doing the step that I did, it would say missing UVs, which is the UV unwraps, and then textures and materials. So to fix this, we want to go to our current active tools tab over here, and then we're going to go switch the mode from material to single image, and then click on this image icon and go to tree texture. Now you can see we can paint on it. I go to rendered view, and you'll see this image here, but that's because I set that. I didn't set that image here, but I basically, all I did was went to the render properties, went to film, and disable the transparent, because by default it was transparent, but you can uncheck that, and that's automatically in the file because that's what the person put there, I guess. And so now what you want to do is go to the materials tab and hit new, and then click on this yellow dot and then change it to image texture, and then click on the image icon and hit tree texture. And as you can see, you'll see this you will see this black all around our tree, and we need to paint this tree. Now we can paint all this white and stuff, but to change the color, you want to go to the active tool in workspace tab, settings, and then scroll down till you see the color picker, and let's change it to like a deep brown. That's not brown. Let's make it more of a brown. You can drag it a bit out. Oh, that's purple. What the heck? Okay. And as you can see, you have a nice brown. And let's Control Z to undo that painting we did on the tree. And so you want to click on this little face, the thing that looks like a face, right next to the texture paint, or right next to the thing that says texture paint, to select your editor. And you want to click on that, and now it'll allow you to mask. And then you click tab, or press tab on your keyboard, and zoom in, and basically this is to go into edit mode, and then go to face selection mode, and click on the tree branch, or the tree stem, and then hit Control L to select all linked, or to select the link to that branch or to that part, and then click on the other part of the branch and hit Control L, and then hit Shift and then hit Control L to select this part, and then hit tab, and now you can see it's masked. And then we can paint this brown that we have onto it without interfering with the leaves. And so you can just quickly paint this and stuff. And texture painting is very useful on high poly models and low poly. I mean, low poly you don't have to, and you don't need a certain level of detail that maybe a high poly model would need. And texture painting is also just used in general a lot because it's used to get a lot of textures everywhere and actually paint it on rather than just using materials in edit mode. And yeah. Oh, also we forgot to select this other branch. If we zoom in here and then actually pan the view and tab in edit mode, you can see we forgot this branch, so just click shift to select that branch and then hit Control L and then hit tab to go back to texture paint mode, and now we can paint that brown too. Just make sure you get all those parts of the branches and stuff, because you don't want any black parts or anything. And then to maybe get a bit more of detail, you may want to paint a bit of a highlighted brown or a darker brown at a point. So let's see here, the highlighted brown, you make it a bit lighter and a bit different color, and as you can see, you can paint it like a certain place where there's light coming in, and then like you can paint like a bit of a darker brown at the back of the tree, and just add a bit of detail. You don't need this detail, but this is just optional. I like it, and you can do whatever you want to this basically, and you know, just make sure to paint it properly if you're doing this, and then you can put shadows where you need to. Just put level of detail that you'd like. Then now we hit tab again to go into edit mode, and now that we're done with the branches, now we want to zoom out a bit and click on these leaves and hit Control L, select that, and then hit shift, and then for the other leaves, Control L, and hit shift to select another one, and Control L, and also this one, shift and Control L. And now we click tab, and now you can see we can only paint those. Now for leaves, they're green, not brown, so we can go to this dark green, make the green a bit lighter if you like. And then you can paint it all over it how you want to. And actually looks pretty nice. It also feels a bit more fun painting on something than using edit mode and materials. And you just want to paint on where you need to. And yeah, this looks pretty nice. And we're not only going to paint the tree, but we're going to paint the ground and stuff too. So we just click and drag, and I recommend you use a mouse with this because you can get a lot more accuracy than a trackpad, because the trackpad is limited. You can move your mouse anywhere. I'm using my mouse on my bed right now, and it works perfectly fine actually. So I recommend you use a mouse to get higher accuracy and know more what you're doing than with the trackpad. If you have access to a mouse, no matter if it's wired or wireless, please use it for this if you're doing this texture painting, because it's so much easier than using the trackpad. I'm using a mouse right now, and I recommend you guys use one for this tutorial. And just in Blender in general, it feels better using a mouse, in my opinion at least. Some people may not agree, some people may. But you can also increase your brush size by clicking F and then dragging your mouse to the left or right to left to scale it down and right to scale it up. I'm gonna drag it to the right, and so I can scale it up and just cover a lot more at a time. And then when you're doing more detailed, you can scale your brush down, or doing a bit smaller spaces, you can scale your brush down. I typically, when I'm painting a lot of big stuff, like to have my brush higher, especially in sculpting, when you're sculpting something big, and you want to have your brush at a higher size so that you can cover that stuff easier and quicker. But by the way, leave a comment down below, or leave 5 likes on this video so that I will do a sculpting tutorial in Blender and show you guys the basics of that. So make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video, and we're not done with it yet, but make sure to leave 5 likes. If this video hits 5 likes, I will do a Blender tutorial on sculpting and I will not break the promise. However, if we don't get 5 likes, then I will not do a tutorial on that. So yeah, guys, make sure you leave a thumbs up if you want that. So as you can see, I'm just painting here. By the way, this is going to be sped up so that you guys don't have to sit here and be bored. But at the same time, this is for you to follow along, so I'm not going to speed it up too much. But I'm just going to speed it up a bit so that you guys will not get bored. So I'm just painting the bottom of the leaves also. I'm going to scale my brush down and paint some more there. And you can see some of these spots are a bit dark. And you can go into the image over here in the UV. In the UV editor, or not the UV editor, the paint thing, and then just paint inside the image, inside the faces where you need to, so that you can get less of those black spots. And then because sometimes it won't let you paint certain areas for some reason, so I recommend you also just take your time and go in where you need to. But also in edit mode, make sure that you have all parts of the leaves selected so that there's none left out. But I think I painted everything about. I might have left a bit of stuff out, but again, I'm just painting in this paint place to make sure I get all these faces that might be black, to make them green like actual leaves. But yeah, so as you can see, just painting some more there, then I'm also painting more in the actual texture paint editor, and I'm going for all different perspectives to paint these so that I'm not missing a thing. And just going from all different perspectives, making sure I don't have any black spots, and making sure I don't leave anything out, so I don't want to leave any spots out. And you can see I kind of left plenty out, so I'm just trying to paint all of those. And then I can also increase my brush size to make this a bit quicker and easier. And yeah, I'm just painting all the black spots that I find. And if you can't reach them in this editor, again, go to the image paint or whatever and paint there also, if there's parts that you literally can't reach. Just looking around, making sure I don't miss anything. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I recommend it's very all the way colored so that you don't miss any color spots. It would be very awkward if you showed someone this model and then they just noticed some black spots. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, just make sure you get every spot, and I think I got about every spot, so I'm just gonna unclick this mask thing, and as you can see, we have a nice tree. Very, very nice tree. And actually we can paint that too. I missed a bit of the top. Just look around generally and make sure you didn't miss anything. I'm making sure that myself. But yep, I didn't miss any of that. And because my brush size is so big, I accidentally painted some green down there. So I can scale my brush size down a bit, and then just use the and then basically just go down there and paint back down the brown. And I don't know exactly how to get the exact color back, but we can select go to the fill tool and then get a brown a bit. And we don't even need to go to the fill tool, just go to the brush tool and get maybe a brown and put it down there. And yeah, just make sure you don't paint green in the wrong spot. So you can see I did when I unmasked this stuff. So I'm going to do is go to edit mode and then selection and then invert. And now it's only masked there, and so I'm just painting. Oh shoot. It's not actually masked because I didn't click this face thing. Okay, so now it's masked and I can paint all this brown back. And just make sure the branch doesn't have green. And again, you can paint those highlights like I'm doing, because I'm doing a bit of a lighter brown. And then you can just stop this mask thing. And now you have a tree. Very good tree. So, now I'm just checking for mistakes. And make sure I'm still recording. Yes, I'm still recording. Okay, guys. And then basically now I'm just making sure that I don't have any really mistakes in there, and I don't see any. So now we're gonna go on to painting the ground. But guys, I'm gonna make a part 2 for this, so before part 2 is gonna come out tomorrow. And so guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and part 2 is gonna include painting the ground and stuff. So make sure to like, subscribe so you don't miss that video that is coming tomorrow. And without further ado, let's end the video here.